My nerdy classmate who I was extremely abusive towards and bullied relentlessly will soon become my coworker. So I decided to write my former classmate a handwritten letter, and give it to him on the day that he starts. Since I was the person who was supposed to welcome him to work, that meant it had to be the first thing I was going to do. This is the letter I wrote. Hi James. You're probably surprised to see me here. I'm sure I'm not on your list of favorite people to randomly meet. Without any excuses, I want you to know how sorry I am about how I treated you in the past. When I look back at the things I've done, there's nothing in my life that I'm more ashamed of. I can't imagine how it must have been for you during that time, and I don't pretend to understand. I'm just sorry for all that I did. It haunts me every day in my life, and it should. You might think I'm only doing this to seek forgiveness to feel better about myself, or maybe I want to make sure nothing happens to my job and career. You have every right to think that. But this letter isn't about asking you to forgive me, or telling you how much of a changed person I am. That would make it all about me, but this is about you. It's about where we are right now. We're going to be coworkers, and I want you to know that I will never ever do anything that might make your life difficult at work. It's funny I say that, because my mere existence here will probably cause just that. And even if it doesn't, how can you trust any word that comes out of my mouth? You shouldn't. But that's all I have to work with. I don't know how you think of me at this time, or whether you want to talk to me about the past or not. It's your decision and I will comply with whatever you decide. If you decide to not talk about the past at all, I'm fine with that. When I return we'll go through the rest of the formalities like professional colleagues, and we only speak when we have to. If you want to talk to me about the past, that's fine as well. Be assured that it won't be about me. If you need someone to yell at, someone to be angry at, or even a punching bag, I can be those things. You have every right to work in a place that you feel happy and safe, and if my existence threatens that, which is completely understandable, then we shouldn't work in the same place. So if that's the case, just give me the word and I will request a transfer or I will quit. This offer is open-ended. Regardless of what you decide or how you think about me, I genuinely wish you well. So on the day, when he saw me he was shocked and clearly shaking. When I offered to shake his hand he was very stressed. I proceeded to give him the above letter in an envelope and then invited him to his desk. I tried to act completely professionally. I gave him the very basic info, then told him that I will be back with the rest of the things in half an hour, to give him time to read the letter and feel more comfortable. When I was back he was more relaxed. We went through the rest of the stuff and at the end he passed me a note which said, 6:30? Meet me at the cafe? Which is right around the corner. So I went in there and he was there. We sat there for a couple of minutes, not saying anything. Eventually I asked how he's doing and if he read the letter. Then he burst into tears and I couldn't stop my tears as well. After a couple of minutes, he told me that he was ready to quit on day one if I hadn't given him that letter. I reminded him that I should be the one who leaves, but he told me that it's not necessary. He told me that for a couple of years he wished me dead, and even though he managed to move on, he never stopped feeling angry towards me until he saw me again. We talked more and more and got everything out. It was almost 9:30 when we were done. The first 2 hours were about our past, but the final hour was mostly a friendly conversation. We didn't talk again that week. This week one day he approached me during lunchtime and we had a short chat about random things. Today he asked to see me again after work. We had a short chat and he brought up the letter again. Told me that he had time to think about everything. He said that he wasn't convinced that I was changed back then, but now after 2 weeks he's seen me around and thinks that I might have. He told me that he's willing to forgive me and put the past behind us, and we shook hands as friends. Oh, and at the end he said that I owe him a lifetime of favors. I've never been happier in my life. And I can't stop crying. I've also started developing weird feelings. His appearance has changed a lot. Do I ask him out? Do I have the right to?